Well, you know a show's in trouble when the most exciting thing in the episode is Ginger coming out of the courtroom. Welcome to the worst episode ever, where today we are diving into Simon and Simon, an episode called Act 5. It's Season 5, Episode 22, an episode so low on the IMDb ladder it's practically clinging to the bottom rung. I can explain. Paul here. I'm an actor and former radio host. Do I personally think this is the worst Simon and Simon episode ever? Oh, I'll let you know. But IMDb voters, well, they've spoken. 6.5 out of 10 stars. Yeah, it ranks at the very bottom of the entire series. So let's take a look at what went wrong. Or maybe just what went meh. Simon and Simon ran for 8 seasons starting in 1981. Yeah, following two mismatched brothers, Rick, the laid-back Vietnam vet, and AJ, the buttoned-up college grad. They run a private detective agency in San Diego. Think Magnum P.I. meets The Odd Couple, but with more mustaches and fewer Hawaiian shirts. The show was beloved for its chemistry, action, and occasional absurdity. Oh yeah, there was an episode where a chimp is the key witness to a murder. But that's a different episode. All right, by Season 5, the formula was starting to show its age. And Act 5 is where things get a little dusty. Okay, here's the setup. A man named John Price, played by Richard Anderson. Yes, Oscar Goldman. He's going through a messy divorce. He hires Rick and AJ to track down a guy who can testify in court and help him dodge a hefty alimony payment to his wife Robin, who's played by Tina Louise. Yes, Ginger from Gilligan's Island. The brothers find the witness, bring him to court, and boom, he testifies. The alimony suit is dismissed. Case closed. Not so fast. Turns out the client and the witness were in cahoots the whole time. Simon and Simon just happened to walk up to his house and hear him talking to the guy in the backyard after the court date. It was kind of far-fetched. So anyway, the testimony was a setup. Rick and AJ were played like a fiddle in a country western bar. Realizing that they'd been duped, the brothers team up with Downtown Brown's con man cousin. Yep, Lucky Luke, played by Samuel Wright. They're going to turn the tables and scam Mr. Price so they can give the money to his wife. How did it end? Luke, Rick, and AJ orchestrate quite an elaborate scam that was straight out of the movie Trading Places playbook. Lots of twists and turns, but eventually the plan comes together and they get Mrs. Price her much-deserved alimony. Okay, it's classic Simon and Simon, but with a little less punch than usual, I guess. Now, before I get into why this episode might have rubbed fans the wrong way, hey, do me a favor, please. Hit that notification bell, like the video, and if you're enjoying this trip down TV memory lane, subscribe for more worst episode breakdowns evers. All right, why was this one rated so low? First, low stakes, low energy. The plot lacks the usual danger and intrigue. There were no car chases, no shootouts, no dramatic twists. Just a con job that kind of felt more like a paperwork error than a mystery. Next, underused guest stars. Candy Clark is a talented actress, Oscar-nominated for American Graffiti, but her role as Cotton doesn't get much development, though she's good in it. And Tina Louise, by the way, is only seen early on and then shortly at the end. And finally, Rick and AJ sidelined. The brothers spend most of the episode dressed like Arabs that couldn't speak English rather than driving the action. For a show built on their dynamic, that's a bit of a letdown. Simon and Simon's Act 5, a sting operation that didn't quite stick the landing. I don't think it's the worst episode ever in my book, but IMDb voters have their reasons, and, well, we've explored a few. May not have been Simon and Simon-ish, but I enjoyed it. I watched it today. What'd you think? Let me know all your thoughts on the show, and as usual, tell me the real worst episode in your mind, if this isn't it. And if you like this breakdown, smash the like button, subscribe, and in the description is my worst episode ever t-shirt store. And check out my video on the worst ever episode of The $6 Million Man right here.